Hello to all you poker people out there, and welcome back to the dark side of poker. And why is it the dark side? It is because here in Limit Omaha we play with 4 cards instead of just 2, which makes equities run quite closer. In the beginning, when I was started out in Limit Omaha, a lot of the times it felt like bingo, but there is a method to the madness. So I'm back on the grind. I've been playing 1,337 hands. I've been winning $24 around a buy-in. I should have been winning 31, but my average all-in equity is only 48, and we would like to have it like 10 percentage points higher in the long run. I have 5 hands for you today, and in hand number 3 we will see why this is so low. In the last 7 videos or something like that, I've been doing some database analysis and some leak busting, and that was not the one. One of my leaks was that I wasn't opening wide enough in early position and middle position and the cutoff too. So I have been more aware of finding hands to open up in those positions. And one here is a hand I think I will not open up normally. Ace 10 9 3, just not very well connected, and the 9 high flush isn't really worth much if it starts to heat up with diamonds. But I did go ahead and open it. Now I got free bet and then I folded, so that wasn't that big of a deal. If we take a look at it, it is a raise first in, and it is actually a call versus a free bet, so it's a mistake I make there. The second hand I wouldn't normally open if it wasn't because I did this kind of work. This is this ace jack 10 10. I mean, it's this middling pair with an ace blocker and some but the flush potential is quite weak. But I go ahead and open it. I do get a caller, and I flop the nuts. It's actually a little bit of a funny river decision because I bet, he calls, so I now put him on a flush draw. He actually has top set, but I don't know that at that point of time, so I go ahead and bet quite big, 75% of the pot on the turn, and he calls again. And here on the river, when the diamond has bricked, I try and get him to bluff, but he doesn't bite, so he goes check check. So I probably should have been value betting just small, then he would for sure have called. Nevertheless, if we take a look in the pre-flop helper, which is a tool that is provided by the Mastermind and Jane Anderson Poker and his team, and I shall leave a link for that coaching site in the description below. But we see here it is a raise first in, and so it's nice that I've been picking up on those things. Then we have this hand here where it is the reason why my equity is super low. So a guy opens up here in middle position. I go ahead and free bet here with Jack 10 8 6 double suited, and he goes ahead and 4-bet, and I go ahead and call. And if we take a look at the pre-flop helper, it is like a free bet versus middle position, and we do call 4-bets 100% of the time. So I play fine pre-flop. I flop a flush, and so does he. So he donks, and I obviously call it off with my fluff. With my donks, he c-bets into me, and I call it off with my flush, and have only 8% equity. So that could be the reason why my equity is so low. But these things happens. We get our teeth knocked in, and that's fine. Can't do much about it as long as we play correctly. The fourth hand I want to show you is actually a hand I'm a little bit proud of, because here I call down with blockers, and for me it's hard to find hands where I call down with blockers. It's much easier to bluff with blockers, but actually call down with them, it's quite much harder. Queen Queen 10-8 is an easy open. I have checked it in the pre-flop helper, so I go ahead and open, and big blind defense with ace jack 4-4 double suited. So I flop top pair and a gut shot and future blockers with these queens here. He checks and I check it back. So here on the turn, I was thinking about starting bluffing, but he leads into me, so I decide just to call with my two pair and my gut shot and my possibilities to bluff rivers. So here on the river, he leads into me one more time for a little bit less than 1/3 of the pot, and I was standing there thinking about my two pair. I'm thinking, with my queens, he can't have a lot of like straights. Is he really betting a better two pair here? So after quite some consideration, I go ahead and click the call button, and I was good. And I actually like his river here. He only have to be correct. He only have to get this bluff to work 23% of the time. I get a great price on my call. I only have to be right like 1 out of 5 time, 18% of the time, or something like that, 19% of the time. But yeah, I actually like his bluff here on the river. If it is a bluff, I think it is a bluff. He has a little bit of a blocker with jack to the nuts also. So and when he has like top pair, he kind of takes a bunch of my two pairs out of the equation. So yeah, I like his bluff there. Last hand we're gonna go through is just a fun hand, and why is it fun? It is because when I started to play Pot Limit Omaha, I couldn't understand why the hell people was playing kings so passively. But that's one of those things you learn pretty quick. And I don't know whether it's the guy, if he's just wild or just new to PLO, but the funny thing was that he opens, and I obviously go ahead and squeeze with my double suited aces, and he just came back over the top like lightning fire. There was no doubt in his mind. I obviously jam it in, and he just snap called me off. We can then see here that on the flop I have 84%, then we drop to 73 on the turn, and obviously here on the river we end up losing. But that is these things happens. It's okay, it's no problem. But it's nice to be back on the grind after a lot of database reviews, and I really hope that it will go, that all that database review, all the work I put in there, that will help me both to improve my game by league busting, but also that it will be easier for me to do these kinds of database reviews later with all the filters I've set up. But that was it for now, and I wish you all the best of luck in life.